Today has started off fun, and I hope that it stays that way because we have the potential for a very big week ahead, a lot of exciting movement in terms of price. And what's interesting is that there's an analyst actually talking about a potential 70% breakout in terms of XRP that we need to have a discussion about, as well as BTC following this structure and trend to perfection. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So right now it's about 6:40 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we are seeing a lot of green across the crypto market. XRP is in fact participating in this, up about 1.75%, having a nice breakout candle on the day. And we have the potential for this to be a continued push to the upside. What we're again continuing to see is a lot of accumulation and hoarding by entities throughout the space. Sentiment is starting to shift just a little bit, and really what XRP does need to do is it does need to breach both this 100-day and 50-day moving average and attack basically about $2.30 to confirm a little bit of a reversal taking place. And what's interesting about this is when we look back at this Wyckoff accumulation model, we are, again, continuing to follow this to perfection. We're kind of working our way out of the spring phase. We're trying to get back up to LPS. And what's interesting is that not only are we obviously playing into this Wyckoff accumulation model, there are analysts that have been showing that we are actually in this reaccumulation pattern on the overall structure since December. And what's interesting is if we do get to this jump across the creek part of the formation, which is past our LPS, that could indicate a potential 70% rally towards $3.55 as we're approaching phase E, basically this moment that we're getting ready for a bigger, broader structure breakout, which is exciting for XRP because we know above these ranges that actually indicates price discovery. That is what we've been trying to get to at this point, which would be where XRP could start moving very aggressively. That is where adoption usually takes place. And that is the rip roaring up only part of these market cycles that we really enjoy seeing. All right. Now, obviously, there's no guarantees. We have a long way to go to get to $3.55. I mean, currently, guys, that's again, a long way away. It's about a 70% move to the upside. But don't sleep on how fast these moves can in fact start taking place. First of all, when we're looking at the total market cap of crypto, we are on the verge of this retest breakout once again. We are playing perfectly into our our inverse head and shoulders there, indicating a potential slingshot move back up towards our zone at about $3.18 trillion. And we know at this time that there has been this accumulation and hoarding taking place. We know there's more capital sitting on the sidelines than there was when we were last at those levels. So it's easier to move the needle to the upside. And when it comes to XRP, that's where you can start to see a little bit of a supply shock take place. And what I think is very important as well to track is what global liquidity has been doing. In fact, when we look at what BTC has been doing trend-wise, it continues to follow the global M2 chart. Again, I have a 108-day lag on here. And what we're seeing right now is BTC continue to follow this trend. What this is indicating is, guys, this may be what we have ahead of us. What this does show is if this continues to play out this direction, sometime in June would be when BTC is retesting the prior all-time highs. This shows a breakout to around that 125K range. As we start to enter July, it shows a correction in July to maybe mid-July, and then we continue to go on a run, which wouldn't be surprising at all. The market cycle is going to try to catch a lot of people off guard, and it's going to try to catch people playing games, thinking, oh, the summer is going to be boring and I should just sell and go away and wait for lower prices. But yet what we're continuing to see is accumulation by large entities. They're going to continue picking up positions. By that point, by the time we hit summer, we're probably going to have approvals of XRP spot ETFs. We're going to have the conclusion of the settlement between Ripple and the SEC. I mean, we're going to be in a very different spot on a fundamental level than we are right now. And things are just starting to turn more bullish. Trade deals starting to get put in place. Potential ending of the trade war between the US and China. There's a lot of this is what I'll say. The winds are finally blowing into our sails. They're starting to move the market in the right direction. It's a question of, do we have the right sentiment to keep things going this way? I know I've talked about this in a few other videos today, but I want to show you guys USDT dominance, because what we're again starting to see is more confidence in the market. These are the lowest levels we have hit in terms of USDT dominance since April 2nd. That is despite minting. There was actually more USDC even minted over the last 24 hours. So you're starting to see a lot of that capital that had gone flat in the overall crypto market starting to actually increase. people are starting to move capital back into the crypto markets. And even if it's on the sidelines, it's prepped and ready to buy. And this will at some point create enough momentum for these big, broader overall market breakouts. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.